Did you? Oh. Just go ahead. Further to the elements.
Was just not sure what else I would need to make the worksheets for or not. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Just show me what you need help with.
Yes. This was the step 8. You told me I had this for like.
What is this?
Hmm?
Step 8.
It was so for the. I did. I added that part.
So it's group work. Students will be put into 7 groups of 3. Water, forest, and desert. The student will pretend to be the animal that comes from the habitat. The water, fish, jellyfish, crab, dolphin, seahorse, starfish, octopus, forest, deer, squirrel, hedgehog, owl, woodpecker, lynx, rabbit, desert, tiger, rattlesnake, golden eagle, camel, lion, coyote, spider, tortoise. Give each student an animal picture and have them find which group they belong to of the 3 habitats, forest, desert, or water. There will be 3 different tables with the images of the habitats. After pretending to be the animals as a group, they will need to do the sorting of the animals worksheet. Okay, let's go back down to the worksheet that you showed me before.
Just that one.
Are you sure that's it?
This is the worksheet, and then this the part this was circled before it, and then that worksheet.
Okay, so what do you need help with? You just want me to look at it, see if everything is okay?
Yeah.
All right. So group activity. Pretending as these animals. If you're too hot, you can take the vest off. Let me see. Note, print. Make the images of these animals from the desert, forest, and water habitats. Make it similar to the habitat pictures where the names of the animals are on picture and the size of the pictures. Then laminate the pictures of the animals if possible. Okay, so this is, these are directions for teachers to follow,
Yeah.
not necessarily the students,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me see. Group activity, pretending as pretending as these animals. If I were you, I would rephrase this that you have in the brackets, pretending as these animals. That's sort of an unusual way to phrase that. How about saying something like pretending to be animals?
Okay.
It's a lot more simplified. Okay. If I were you, I would delete this word make so that it just says print the images. Print images from the desert forest. Make it similar to the habitat pictures or the names of the animals are on the picture and the size of the pictures. It's kind of confusing.
Because I was trying to say, make sure it has it like this big enough like this. I had set this for this.
Okay.
That's why I set for habitat.
Print the images of the habitats and glue the names of the habitats onto the image. Then laminate the pictures with the text on the images if possible. Okay, go back down to the previous one that we were looking at. Make it similar to the habitat pictures where the names of the animals are on the picture and the size of the pictures. Make it similar. What if you were to say it like this? Make it similar. Make the animal pictures similar in size similar in size to the habitat pictures where the names of the animals are. Do you need that part where it says where the names of the animals are? Is that an important detail?
I just want to make sure that they have it like same idea as the previous.
Okay.
If I don't need it, I could take
Okay. Pictures. Now delete and the size of the pictures, because you already mentioned that part. Then laminate the pictures of the animals, if possible. Then laminate the pictures of the animals, if possible. Let me see. Make the animal pictures similar in size to the habitat pictures where the names of the animals are on the picture. So how does that sound to you? Is that okay?
Yeah.
The only part that confuses me a little bit
Mhm.
is if this part right here, water habitats, make the animal pictures similar in size to the habitat pictures. So this part right here, where the names of the animals are on the pictures, that's the only part that kind of confuses me a little bit, because so the pictures of the habitats, they're going to have the names on them. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so for that other one, I was trying to have them print it out and then maybe print it with the word, the name of the habitat, and then cut it out and then paste it on it because I can't right now. I can't find a way to like type onto the image.
Okay. Okay. Well, that I guess that's probably as good as it's gonna get. So what's next?
The pictures are here, and then the chart is like this.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I changed some of the directions in that part.
Directions. Group the animals with the correct habitat that it belongs to. Cut the pictures out from the ones supplied and paste them into the chart that describe the habitats. Group animal with the correct habitat that it belongs to. Cut the pictures out from the ones supplied and paste them into the chart that describe the habitats. Correct habitat that it belongs to. The animal with the correct habitat that it belongs to. Cut the pictures out from the ones supplied and paste them into the chart that describe the habitats. Okay. Yeah. Sounds
It's
good.
okay.
Yeah.
For the step 7. No,
Step 7,
yes.
do another review with the whole class with the images of habitats. The images are the ones used in the previous activity. Demonstrate with volunteer students. Select 3 students as volunteers for a demonstration. Okay. Another review. I would rephrase this number 7 so that it says conduct another review. Conduct another review with the whole class. Choose. Conduct another review with the whole class. Let's delete with the whole class. Conduct another review. Let's replace the word with using. Conduct another review using the images of habitats. The images are the ones used in the previous activity. Demonstrate with volunteer students. Select 3 students as volunteers for a demonstration. Okay. Introduce forest. For the first habitat, have them select a picture of the forest habitat and a breed of animal that lives there. Demonstrate. Show me the forest and the animal you chose. The student should point to the forest and select an image of the bear to go with it. Okay. Introduce desert. For the second student, have them select the desert habitat and an animal that lives there. Show me the desert and the animal you chose. The student should point to the desert and select an image of a snake to go with it. Okay. Introduce water. For the third student, select the water habitat and have them select it. Lives there. Show me the water and the animal chose. The student should point to the water and select an image of jellyfish to go with it. Okay. That's good.
What, for this one, I don't need a worksheet, right? It's just the images.
They're just going to be pointing at pictures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No worksheet necessary. It's going to work just like that.
Could you help me make sure the time is so close? 60 minutes. The lesson plan is supposed to be 60 minutes.
60 minutes total.
Yeah, that's the requirement for the lesson plan.
Okay. Well, let's add up the minutes. Is this where all the times are starting here?
Yeah, from here to the top. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So you have 15 minutes and then 25 minutes. So so far that is 40 minutes. And what's next?
And then these two.
Instead of saying 15 to 20 minutes, you should say a specific amount of time. Okay.
Okay.
So you have 20 minutes left to work with.
There should be 20 minutes.
Yeah, but if you say 20 minutes, then that's it. That's 60 minutes. Is that it? Just those 3 parts?
Yeah, with the because it's just this part, this one is the 25 minutes, including all these steps. You watch the video and pointing pictures,
Mhm.
and then the worksheet, and then this one.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so if you have 15 minutes and then 25 minutes, that's 40 minutes so far. So you have 20 minutes left. So if you turn this into 20 minutes, then that's 60 minutes. Okay. But are you absolutely sure that you just have the time on those 3 places and that's it? Because 15 plus 25 is 40. 40 plus 20 is 60. But if you have time in other places that you forgot about, it's going to go over 60 minutes. So you have to make sure that those are the only places that you have time on. Okay.
Yeah. So call for the first part here, I had a 20-minute, but like the video clip is 15-minute long.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you have 20 minutes. So that's okay. If the video is 15 minutes long, that's fine. But like I said before,
Yes.
so which one do you want to go with? Do you want to go with 20 minutes or 15 minutes?
This one is so called how long the video is 15 minutes. And then this one with the chart, it should be not take that.
So do you want to go with 20 minutes?
Would it make more sense of saying 20 minutes or
Well,
15?
You said so yourself. Besides just showing the video, there's also a little bit of preparation involved, right? Like, didn't you say you have to present like a chart or something?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to give you an extra 5 minutes to work with the chart.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you just put the time here as 15 minutes and the video is 15 minutes long, that's not going to give you any time to do anything else
Yes.
after the video. So maybe it's a good idea to give yourself an extra 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would simplify this. I wouldn't include 15 minutes because of the video. I would just put 20 minutes.
Just take this out.
Yeah, just indicate 20 minutes overall for this entire activity. Okay. So 20 minutes plus 25, that's going to be 45. So you have 15 minutes left to work with. So you want to make sure that you go back down to that other activity
and change it from
Yeah, these two.
and these two.
Yeah. I'm not
So-
sure
so you
if
have-
the,
so
if
you
the
have a
grading
total-
part would really be part of the lesson because you're not the when you're grading is not really the lesson.
Yeah, evaluation comes later. That's not part of the lesson.
So this one's the last part.
So this is the last part. You know what? Let me double check because I think I noticed
There was a
something else. So teaching.
this is the showing the pictures.
Why do you have 25 minutes right here?
This is so-called with the video. There's another video of 4 minute,
Uh-huh.
4 minute long videos, and then they do the questions,
Uh-huh.
and then we review it.
If you have 25 minutes right here,
This because so-called in this section there's other activities.
so look. 25 minutes plus 20. So that's 45 minutes.
Mhm.
You only have 15 minutes left after these two. Okay, now
Yeah.
look. Away. Just move this upward with that. It's too fast. Oh boy. Okay, where are the times? We do it like this. Okay, 20 minutes,
Mhm.
25 minutes. That's 45 so far. You got 15 minutes left to work with. "15 minutes.
Yeah.
You're at the 60-minute mark already.
Mhm.
20 minutes. Now you're at 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, that's all of it. You're 20 minutes over. But this is evaluation.
Mhm.
Formal or informal assessment of all objectives. Don't forget to attach rubrics. Each child will be informally assessed using a rubric at the end of the lesson. So it says at the end of the lesson. Does your professor want you to assess like at the end of the lesson, technically when the lesson's not over yet? Like for example, the last 5 minutes or something? Or when he means, what he means by end of the lesson is he talking about after the lesson is done. Like maybe after you already go to the teacher's office.
Mm, I'm not. Wait,
Because that's a very important detail to consider. If he wants you to do it while you're still in the class with the students, then that means it's going to be part of the 60 minutes.
mhm. Yes. the description of the assignment is that is to assess the students if they met the objective.
Where does it say that?
That's not it.
No. Very important place to start with this project is developing your measurable, specific, and aligned content and language objectives. All aspects of the lesson should be focused on achieving those objectives, and the assessments should measure whether students have met the objectives. You must also include a rubric that you will use when assessing whether students have met the objectives. He doesn't say anything about that.
Yeah, that's what this one's. That's just the description of the assignment.
Yeah, he doesn't specify.
But
what
my
the objectives.
the model of, I think the model they said for the model that person wrote at the end for the student.
In the model, you did the assessment at the end of the class.
Yes, that's what the example person student had wrote.
As part of the 60 minutes.
They wrote 15 to 20 minutes after the lesson to do the grading.
As the assessment.
It's a after lesson assessment 10 to 15.
After the lesson.
Yes.
That's when the assessment takes place.
Yes,
And it took him 10 to 15 minutes.
they wrote 10 to 15.
Is that 10 to 15 minutes on top of the 60-minute class? Or is it part of the 60 minutes?
Because in their little description of their evaluation, they said they're gonna grade them at the end of the lesson too.
At the end. So it's part of the 60 minutes. I think that's what that means.
So that part need to be part of the 60 minutes. This is what the student.
The best way to find out is to look at the example, the model lesson, and add up all the minutes that he has throughout his class. If the assessment at the end
Mhm.
Makes the overall lesson 60 minutes, then that means it was part of the lesson towards the end. But if the assessment causes the overall lesson to go past 60 minutes, like if it's 60 minutes plus the time that it takes to assess, if he has it set up that way,
Mhm.
then that means you can do your assessment after class.
I think it made the whole lesson 60 minutes. They have a 20.
Well, let's double check to make sure. Scroll up to the very, very first time that he has here.
There's 10 minutes.
Okay. So we're starting from 10 minutes. Now let's work our way down. 30 minutes. Okay. So we're at 40 minutes now. $20 minutes. 40 plus 20 is 60. So this is the entire 60-minute lesson right here.
Yes.
So that means this right here, 10 to 15 minutes to assess, that takes place after class. So that's the answer that I was looking for.
Okay.
So that means for the assessment part of your lesson,
Mhm.
you don't have to count that time towards your 60-minute lesson. See
Okay.
what I'm saying? So you can put together the time needed for your lesson as long as you don't go over 60 minutes. And then once you get to the assessment, that's something completely separate. You can give yourself as much time as you need for the assessment because you've already done the 60-minute lesson. Does that make sense?
Yes, so should I still have 20 or how many?
It's up to you. How much time do you think you need for the assessment?
So-called what would be really graded would be the worksheet,
Mhm.
the matching, and then the like at least 2 worksheets and then 1 story.
Okay. So how much time do you think you need to assess your students? You got to keep in mind the amount of students that you have,
So far I wrote 21.
21 students, right? And you got to keep in mind how many activities.
I think at least 2 of them were so-called group activities.
You're going to be assessing them on all the activities, right?
Yes, based on the objective.
So you got to give yourself enough time to do that.
Like about 30.
You want 30 minutes? You think that'll be enough? You can give yourself any amount of time you want at this point because the assessment happens after the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Up to you.
Maybe
30 minutes. Okay.
can you look over these 2 questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Which ones?
The problem and the other.
These 2 cells?
Yeah, this one and then this is part of the problem one and then the information.
Got it. Okay. Planning for problems. Potential problem, internet not working for videos, technical. Okay. I plan to prevent or manage problems. Have the video downloaded if possible to play on the computer via a flash drive. That is not possible. I have screenshots of the video printed out in significant parts that the students can look through. Potential problem. Worksheets or printouts did not have color when they were supposed to and came out black and white. I plan to prevent or manage the problem. The children can color the pages with colored pencils or crayons if needed. I can also purchase or have already printed out a colored version in case this occurs. Okay. Other important information. I may need more time than the initial 55 minutes to teach the lesson.
I think that part need to change.
55 or 60?
Before I so-called had 55. I think I forgot to change that one.
All right. Let's update that to 60. May need more time than the initial 60 minutes to teach the lesson. The class may need me to slow down or repeat certain things. Some activities may take longer than others. The technological aspect may take additional time, such as setting up the videos or internet speed. The habitat and animal pictures activity may take longer than writing a short story. Repetition is an important part of this lesson to ensure that students understand the concept of habitats. Okay, so
Yes.
So here's the important detail about what you said right here in this cell. If your professor gave you 60 minutes, then you gotta make sure that you keep it within 60 minutes. Okay,
Mhm.
so this right here, saying this, I may need more than 60 minutes. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, before was it a 55, so.
Yeah.
Take that part off.
Well, if you're gonna say things like other important information, I would try to focus on other things that might be important other than you might need more time. When you're putting together a lesson plan like this, you wanna sound confident that you're going to be able to get everything done within the allotted time frame. In this case, 60 minutes.
Mhm.
When you say this, I may need more time. It sounds like you don't have a lot of confidence in being able to get everything done within the time limit. And your professor might mark you down because of that. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The reason why they're so specific with time and they want you to put everything within an overall time frame is because teachers have to take into consideration that the students are expected to go to another class
Mhm.
and be at that next class on time. And they don't want to have to worry about students staying overtime in your class. So um, that's why this time layout is so important. And they ask that you abide by the time limit that you give yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I would, if you need this section right here, other important information, I would say something else besides what you said. I would say something like, if you think time is such a big deal, right here, instead of this, emphasize the importance of preparation. To say something like, it's really important that all of the worksheets, all of the handouts, the laminations, and everything is taken care of ahead of time. You might also want to type that you highly recommend that the teacher goes into the classroom before the class takes place to test all of the electronics, the video equipment, the computer equipment, the television screen. Suggest that the teacher goes into the classroom maybe about 10 or 15 minutes ahead of schedule and turn everything on. Make sure that everything is ready to go before class starts. Bless you. Those are little details that could really come in handy during this lesson, because otherwise, if everything is turned off and the teacher goes into the classroom and has to do a cold boot or a cold start on everything, like how long does it take for a computer to usually boot up and be system ready to show videos and slides? It takes a while, right? Especially classroom computers. They're usually very, very slow, right? Right, exactly. So use this space right here to make a recommendation that teachers go into the classroom ahead of time to make sure that everything is ready to go, so that when the teacher does show the video, all they need to do is press a button instead of waiting for the thing to boot up. Those are little details that I think should be included in that cell. instead of saying, I might need a few extra minutes to do this. That might cost you a few points on this lesson. To be printed out and laminated ahead of time. The teacher needs to come across a bit earlier to get everything set up on the computer. Yeah. Maybe a little more detail, such as make sure all the equipment is turned on, overhead projectors, classroom computers, television monitor. Make sure that all of the connections are functioning correctly. Sometimes the connections aren't working. And so you need to get IT to come into the classroom and make some adjustments. Because what's going to happen if a teacher goes into the classroom and tries to turn something on or tries to broadcast what they have on their laptop onto the big screen and they can't figure out how to do it. So that's why it's strongly suggested that they go into the classroom. I would even say maybe 30 minutes ahead of schedule. In case there are any problems like that, they can be resolved before the class is scheduled to start. You don't want to deal with that sort of thing in the middle of a class. That's taken away from your time. You only have 60 minutes. But resolve all of those potential issues before the students get to the classroom. That's the time to take care of them. Okay? Show me what you got so far. What did you think? Let's see. Just to come across about 30 minutes early. Set up. Make sure all the equipment. Make sure all of the equipment is turned on. And the white light is working. Okay. And then after you've specified all of these preparations, I would get rid of this right here. The class may need to slow down or repeat certain things, blah, 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 blah. Just get rid of all.
Oh, because that's kind of the time. Oh, the internet.
Okay.
Just
Animal pictures, activities, will take longer. Once again, the habitat and animal pictures activity may take longer
spit out.
than writing a short story. Repetition is an important part of this lesson to ensure that students understand the concept of the habitats. Okay, that last sentence, I would keep that in there. That's an important detail. But this one right here, the habitat and animal pictures activity may take longer than writing a short story. I would eliminate that too, because you're talking about needing more time. And you don't want to do that. Let's say, for example, you do teach this lesson, something happens and it causes you to go over 60 minutes. Okay, sometimes things happen. Nothing we can do about it. You don't have to mention it here though. Yes. Like, don't do that. especially on a lesson plan that you're gonna turn in and get graded. It's important that you sound confident and sure of yourself that you're gonna be able to do all of those individual activities within your specified time slots. Okay. All right, that's pretty much it. Are you good? All right. When do you have to turn that in?
I'm gonna turn it in after I just sub
Today,
the
like after our meeting?
yes.
All right. Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Been working on that thing for a minute.
Yes.
See you all in the summer?
I just what would you first assignment would be working on another lesson plan? Yeah, it's a clinical.
I'll be here.
Bye.
Are you ready?